Hello gin lovers, welcome back. I'm Bobby Freeman and today, my friends, feast your eyes upon this little beauty. This, my friends, is Anno Gin, or Anno Kent Dry Gin to give it its full name. Now I'm very excited to try this one today because a few weeks ago I did a review of one of its older brothers, which was Anno 60 Square Gin, and it was called 60 Square because it was 60% ABV. It was very, very strong. It quite literally blew my socks off. In fact, you can see one of my socks left over there. I should have cleared that up before I started the video. And although it was very, very strong, it was also really, really nice. So once you got over the initial shock of it, it was gorgeous and really, really good gin. So I'm very excited to try this one today. However, before we go on, I must just say thank you very much to another one of my subscribers who has very kindly joined the ranks of my Patreon. So hi Kin, I think I'm saying that right. Hi Kin from New Zealand. Thank you very much. I am eternally grateful. You are a gentleman and I salute you, sir. So then, let's have a look what these chaps have to say for themselves on their website, shall we? So just a small blurb, they don't go on and on, which is quite good actually. Some of these gin companies, they rattle on and on and on. So it's just sort of a rather short and concise snippet of information here, and it goes thusly. Our flagship multi-award winning gin incorporates luscious botanicals synonymous with the idyllic countryside of Kent, such as hops, samphire and local florals to create an outstandingly superior smooth gin with a unique flavour of Kent. ABV 43% and vegan and vegetarian friendly. Now that's interesting because I used to live in Kent, so maybe it's a bit of a flavour of me. Let's hope not. It's also interesting how they say vegan and vegetarian friendly because I would have thought, I might be wrong, I think most gins are vegan and vegetarian friendly, certainly vegetarian friendly. Maybe there's a gap in the market there, maybe we need to bring out a beef flavoured gin, I'd definitely buy that. Right, my friends, no more messing about. Let's get the fellow open, shall we? Now, is it going to be a tricky one to open? No, I think we're going to be straight in. Now then, the big question is, we haven't done this for a long time, is there going to be a cork test today? Now, let's make sure we get that off so I don't lacerate the old hand. Oh, my word, I don't believe it. We haven't done this for ages. So here we go. You know what it means. It's the cork test. The cork test. Right then, let's see if it's got a squeak. So, no squeak, no squeak. Okay, here we go. We're going for the full pull. Oh, it's a tough one. Hang on. Oh, it's a beautiful cork sound. Excellent, excellent. I'm very pleased. So then, let's get her in the glass and have a good old sniff of her, shall we? I think this is going to be I think this is going to be what we would call the classic gin. You're nothing weird and wonderful and strange and out there, no novelty. I think it's going to be a good stalwart sort of central gin. So let's have a bit of a sniff of her, shall we? So, oh, yeah, I think I'm right. It's one of those ones that just smells like, well, strangely enough, smells like gin, but it smells like gin should do. It smells like a good, confident gin that knows what it's doing. So we're not going to mess around. We're going to get this straight in the old gullet. Now then, bad news. I've actually run out of Fever Tree today. My Fever Tree management has been rather poor of late. So I'm going to use my second favourite, which is Schweppes. And there's nothing wrong with it at all. So just a tiny bit in there just to release those flavours. I put it down there because the bottle's a bit big and ugly. Now then, here we go. Anno Kent Dry Gin, my friends. Cheers. Hey, hello, wow. Okay, it's not quite as run-of-the-mill as I expected, actually. I tell you one thing, it's straight off the bat, it's bloody nice. It's very, very nice, in fact. It's beautiful. It's what I would call kind of a fresh, luscious gin. What did they talk about samphire in there? Now samphire, I've never heard of that in gin as a botanical in gins before. That's kind of it's like a miniature looking asparagus. It's kind of a sort of a green sort of a vegetable, usually served with seafood. And I'm not sure if there's nothing all encompassing. This is what's beautiful. I always talk about balancing flavors. There's no all encompassing flavor in there, but the flavors that are in there are balanced beautifully. And I tell you what, as soon as you take a slurp of it, you get like the initial kind of just sort of freshness of it, but then there's like a boof, like a zing that goes straight upwards. It's kind of citrusy, but not too much. It's also kind of, it's got this sharp zinginess, but yeah, I'd say it's not too much on the citrus, but it's kind of more on the kind of the floral side, and I really like that. I do like a citrus gin, but I also like a lot of those Australian gins I tried, like the Ink Gin and the Melbourne Gin Company, they had a very floral essence to them, and I really, really like that. It's beautiful, very, very good. And do you know what's interesting? There's also a kind of hoppy element to it as well, which is, again, not usually something you expect to find in a gin, because obviously that's the main ingredient when you're making ale and beer. But Kent, I do know, is known for its, they have these things called Oost houses, I think. They're like sort of a cylindrical house with sort of a pointy little spire on top, like something out of the Shire in Lord of the Rings. I think they store hops in them. In fact, I've just realised I've no idea what I'm talking about. I think they were used to store hops. I don't know. Someone will correct me, I'm sure. And it makes no absolutely bears no relevance to the gin anyway what these Oost houses are. But look them up. It's very interesting. But I would say, yes, it's kind of unique. It's standalone, and I would put it in the sort of the core central gins, because I think this is their core central product, which would make sense. But I like that it's got a bit of personality to it. It's not just a sort of a copy of a Sipsmith or a copy of a Beefeater, which obviously are brilliant gins, and they're sort of a stalwart sort of central figures in the market. It's kind of in there, but it's got its own little twist to it. And I love that. That is an excellent gin. In fact, I say to you people at the Anno distillery, keep up the good work, my friends. So, my friends, the question you're asking yourselves is, that sounds like a nice gin, I'd like to try it, how much is it going to cost me? Well, it will cost you a little bit more than my £30 bracket, but like I said before, this is a smaller distillery, so you do have to pay a little bit more sometimes just to support these smaller guys and to try something a little bit different. And as I say, this is different and definitely worth paying over the £30 for. So it's going to cost you about £36, which is about $44 or 41 euros. I'm pretty sure it's not available for my friends in the US at the moment. I don't think it's available in Europe as well. I'm sure the people from Anno will correct me in the comments below if that is incorrect, but you never know. You never know. But that, as I say, that is about the perfect price I would expect to pay for a smaller, a lesser known gin from a smaller distillery, because they do have to make a bit of money, otherwise they won't be there in the first place. So that is a perfectly priced gin for an quite an extraordinary gin, I would say. So, my friends, a fairly short and concise review today, but sometimes, you just try a gin, you just think there's not too much to sort of shout and blare about. It's not going to change the world, it's not doing anything weird and wonderful, there's no gimmick, it's just bloody good. And this is most definitely in one of those categories. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you see this, if you're able to get it, I definitely think it's worth a try and 100% spending a little bit more for. And of course, as always, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the like button. And of course, head over to my Patreon page if you want to support the channel like Hikin from New Zealand did. And I will see you all next time, gin lovers, where I shall be Bobby Freeman. Stay safe, stay out of trouble, and But until next time, guys, I am Bobby Freeman. I will see you then. Take care. Stay safe.